this government. That's a fact. I say to you, this government somehow killed 1,000 people in Jonestown. You are African Americans, and you know, can you get 1,000 African Americans to commit suicide? No, no way. So don't hand me that. This government has no qualms about killing people. You know in your heart they killed Dr. King. You know in your heart they killed Malcolm X. They killed Medgar Evers. Let's jump over to Africa. You know they killed Patrice Lumumba. You know that. They overthrew Nkrumah in Ghana. Their policies is death and destruction. You know they killed Harold Washington of Chicago. They had a white man, you know what he said? This white man said, they put cocaine in the food of Harold Washington. I got the paper. And they had a cocaine-induced heart attack. And they took this white man and they got him locked up in a crazy house today. He's not crazy. The same thing they did to a lady down in Memphis, Tennessee. She said that man in that room in the house was not James Earl Ray. It was a different white man. They grabbed that woman and they got her in a crazy house today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not Dr. Felder coming up with these ideas. I am reciting from documents. Okay, I was told I have about 30 minutes, so maybe about 8 or 9 minutes I'll be finished, okay? So let me go through some documents for you. Oh, by the way, I was on a show with one of my colleagues, Curtis Cross, that invited me down to, what's the name of that show? 9 Broadcast Plaza. Richard Bay asked me, what proof do I have? And I was talking to him, and I was getting the military document to show him, and when he saw it coming out, the man ran and went to a commercial. I think some of you saw that. He went to commercial, and he never came back to me. He never knew I had the documents. So he wasn't going to allow that to be shown. Oh, by the way, I will never be on Tony Brown's show. Never. Why? Tony Brown almost boxed me out one day. Tony Brown was on WLIB, and I went there. Tony Brown got some white charlatan, Dr. Peter Duesberg. Dr. Peter Duesberg is saying African people are not dying of AIDS. They're on drugs. The drugs are killing them. The bad food, the lack of vitamins. And I went to the radio station, and the woman that gave me the mic, and I said, Dr. Peter Duesberg, may I speak with you? Yes. And I went point by point to defeat him, and I told him, and Tony Brown was sitting there looking, and I told him it's a disgrace for him to be peddling to a black audience, radio audience, television audience, newspaper audience. Why does he go to the white talk show? And when I finished about 5 minutes, I gave him time to answer. Tony Brown jumped up out of his seat with his boxing dukes and screamed at me and said, how dare I insult his white friend like this and this and that. And I screamed, we had a screaming match, but I looked at Gary Brady and I said, well, look, I don't want to take this no further because I respect my friend Gary, right? But then he took a seat like a little boy, very strange. He stayed there for 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, Tony Brown jumped up and said, it's true, they are creating germs and new type of this and that. I can't figure the man out. But I know one thing, I will never be on this show. But don't worry, I'll do different other things, okay? Now, let's go through the proof. AIDS was a man-made virus, 100%, created by the United States government to control the non-white population of the world. Basically, for some reason, white European people and white Americans, they don't like non-white people, but they seem to have a special hatred for black people. Of all the races they hate the black the most. They intend to get rid of the African Americans. White people have no use for Africans in America. Do you think white America want 30 or 40 million blacks running over this country? No way. Think about it. You know it's true. They want to depopulate Africa. In the future, they'll get the minerals. Africa is the richest continent in the world with the poorest people. Europe is the poorest continent in the world with the richest people. Because they go over the world and steal and appropriate other people's wealth. All the golds and diamonds come from Africa. Most of the uranium comes from Africa. Most of the rare metals come from Africa. A lot of the rubber. So why are the Africans poor? I tell white people, look, India was rich before European colonized it. Africa was rich before European colonized it. So it was a process of colonizing people, taking their language, their history, their culture, that debased them and caused this poverty. If you take away a man's religion, his ideas, his culture, he's a nobody. The Japanese refuse to allow you to do that. Two things you cannot take from the Japanese: their religion and their culture. You can kill them, but you can't take it away. That's why they control their destiny. We got to reclaim our heritage, our culture and history, and if you want a religion, create your own and let your God look like you. I deliberately refrain from using technical terms because I want to speak in a layman terminology. If I were to ask people here what caused World War I, what caused World War II, most people will say, well, there was European jealousy, France was jealous of Germany, Germany was this, and America was this. Let me tell you something. World War I and World War II were fought over the same reason. White people was fighting over who should control the non-white people of the world. Do you understand? They were fighting over who should control Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Since 1492, white people broke out of Europe. They colonized most of the non-white world. Non-white. They have never created a white colony in the world. All of them have brown, black, red, or yellow people. Because they don't accept us as equal. You understand? Nobody give you your freedom and self-determination, you take it. I look at Dinkins, the mayor, I look at the mayor here. Do you think as a white European American will put a black man in position of power? Never. You got to take your power. That's how you get power. Nobody give you power. Dinkins or Mayor Good, who dropped that bomb on those black kids and other people, he was a puppet of the white people of the city. He did their bidding. He didn't have any power. You understand? Somebody say that group Boule or something like that. I heard about it. Coke will tell you more about that, okay? Now, let me just go through these points, and I'm going to bring this to a close, okay? First of all, I showed you number one. Proof number one, I showed you the government documents where aid was created. You understand? Point number two, the first known case of AIDS in the United States, or the first known case of AIDS in the world, was in Manhattan, New York. In January 1979, there was a doctor, Dr. Wolf Sumness. It's S-Z-M-U-N-E-S-S. It's a European name. I think it's Zismo or Zummas. Okay, Wolf. What he did was created this virus, and they created a hepatitis B vaccination for homosexuals, and they put it in there. They injected 2,000 white male homosexuals in September 1978 in New York City. January 1979, these people started coming down with AIDS. And look, remember this, January 1979, the first known case of AIDS in the world was in the good old United States, in Manhattan, New York, in a white homosexual America. There was no AIDS in Africa, Haiti, or the Caribbean, or Brazil. You got that? Therefore, how could it come from Africa, okay? Now, you keep those dates. Second, they say the AIDS virus came from the green monkey. Let's take the AIDS virus and let's put it into the green monkey. What happened? Nothing. The AIDS virus is a virus that has been adapted to attacking human T cells. It will not attack the T cells of the green monkey. So you got to be stupid to believe them. If it comes from the monkey, it should go back and attack the monkey, right?